Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us today for Career Expo. I appreciate you taking the time to tell us more about the law enforcement careers. So let's go ahead and start with your role. Tell us a little bit about your job title and the organization that you're with.
Okay, yes. So first and foremost, thank you for having me. I appreciate that time to get to talk to you about our department. My name is Corporal Sapp, and I am a corporal within the Support Services Division of the Cornelius Police Department. So my primary goal is to handle all the recruiting and background investigations from start to finish. So I, in the point of contact when you apply with us initially, and then the point of contact throughout the entire hiring process. So that's kind of my main goal. Now, support services, there's kind of a lot that goes on. So there's times where we're pulled in different directions in the community and that sort of thing, but primarily just recruiting and background.
All right, so what made you interested in joining the law enforcement field?
So I kind of started in law enforcement a little later in life. I had a couple, I guess I had a career before law enforcement, but I've had several family members who have worked in the career field, have retired or going to retire. So it's always something that was in the back of my mind growing up that I wanted to do, and had the opportunity about 5.5 years ago to go through the academy and get hired on with Cornelius.
So prior to the academy, did you have an educational background in another field?
I didn't really have an educational background in another field, but after I joined the Cornelius PD, I finished my associate's degree in criminal justice, and hopefully in the next year and a half, I will have completed my bachelor's.
Wonderful. All right, so let's tell us about your work. What's a typical day like?
So for me, really, again, starting with the point of contact. So if you're going to apply with our department, you'll go to our website, which is corneliuspd.org, and you'll fill out what we call is an interest card. You'll answer several general questions that tells us about yourself, if you have any previous experience or not, if you're BLET certified or not. And then I will reach out to that individual and do some follow-up questions and that sort of thing, just to get more of an in-depth idea of what you're looking for in the department, and hopefully there's nothing that disqualifies your preliminary, either what the state requires or our department policy sets forth. Then from that point on, I'll send you a link that really has everything that you need to know about our department and the application process and how to move forward. And then I do the background investigation as well. So it's not only my job to recruit people to come to the department and to have interest in our department and to sell our department and to tell people what our department's about. But it's also my job to, investigate the applicant's background and make sure that nothing disqualifies them, and that's a huge part of the process as well. Now, as far as a police officer themselves, if you are a patrolman, which you would start out, as a patrolman, your primary daily goals are to patrol the jurisdiction of Cornelius, our town, either by vehicle or by foot. You may have to direct traffic. You're going to enforce traffic laws, answer calls for service, that sort of thing. You serve warrants, deal with all sorts of issues that come up during the day. So being out in the public and dealing with the public and speaking to the public is obviously a huge job of what we do on a daily basis.
So in terms of your position, what's the best part of your job? What do you find most fulfilling?
So I really think it's neat just to be a part of the process in recruiting people to come to the department, right? We have a mission statement and core values as a department, and I'll hold that up so that you can, hopefully y'all can see this. I don't know if you will or not.
I think we can see it, sure.
So that's kind of our mission statement. You may take some time and pause the video and read that. Being tasked with the responsibility of finding individuals to be employed with our department, I take great pride in that. I love working for the Cornelius Police Department and doing what I do. And so just trying to find people who align with, our mission and our goals and what we want to focus on as a department is a pretty neat thing.
All right, so what advice would you give to a young person that's interested in pursuing a position similar to yours or to join the department?
I think first and foremost, it's just do what's right. We understand that as humans, there's going to be times in life where things may happen and we make mistakes, but I think learning from those mistakes and not repeating them is a big thing. But getting in the mindset of, really doing this job for the right reasons. I talk about sometimes that, we never want to allow the badge or the uniform to make us. We don't want to put on the uniform and become, something, we're not. We're humans who choose to do this job and to serve a community. So really having the right mindset and the right outlook of why we do this job. And then, really education is a big thing too. So taking school seriously where you're at, whether that's middle school or high school, and then, further in your education. We go through a lot of training and we have to have a lot of hours of training each year to uphold our certification. And then there's continuing education that the town and our department encourages, and they actually assist in that as well. So really education and just having the right mindset and outlook, of really understanding the career and that sort of thing.
All right. And so lastly, I just wanted to ask you if this kind of an on-the-spot question, if you only knew then what you know now, those famous last words, is there something you know now that you wish you knew back when you were in high school?
I think it goes back to just doing the right thing. Like I said, we all make mistakes, and if we learn from them, that's great. But, one decision, one bad decision, or one thing that you may choose to do in life that's wrong, and it could have a negative effect on you regarding this career. There's a lot of guidelines and a lot of, policy in place that our police department sets forth, but there's a lot of things that minimum standards that the state of North Carolina sets forth too. So one decision could potentially, if you want to be a police officer, could potentially ruin, your chances of ever working, in the career. And then another thing too is I would encourage those who are looking to go into the law enforcement career to take, a public speaking class. I'm not a great public speaker by any means. I'm not an expert, but looking back now, a lot of what we do is conversating with those in the public and knowing how to talk to people, tone and mannerisms and body language, a lot of times can help you tremendously in this career. So that would be my advice.
Well, thank you very much for taking the time to talk with me and to share your story with our students. Where can they go if they want to find some more information about joining your department?
Yeah, so they can start at corneliuspd.org. That's a great way to get information. I'm going to hold up my business card as well, so they'll actually have my information if they want to reach out to me individually. And I would love just to sit down or come to the school and talk to anybody who's interested and go into, more in depth of the process and that sort of thing. So I'll hold that up now. You see that?
Yes, we can.
Great.
Thank you very much. And,
absolutely. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Okay. Have a great day and stay safe and well.
All right. You too. Thank you.